Hello there. I'm delighted to be your professional translation assistant here to help you understand important health information. My aim is to make everything clear, polite, and easy to grasp, especially for older adults. Think of me as a friendly guide simplifying complex medical ideas so you can feel more confident about your health. As we step into our 60s, the most concerning changes aren't the wrinkles on our skin or the silver in our hair. Instead, it's the quiet shifts happening inside our bodies. Things we can't see, but which profoundly impact our health. One such change is high cholesterol, a silent enemy that lives in your blood every single day. Have you ever felt unusually tired after just a short walk? Or perhaps experienced a heaviness in your chest or shortness of breath when climbing stairs? You might think these are just natural signs of aging. But sometimes these symptoms can be an early warning sign of something more serious: cholesterol, silently building up in your blood vessels, leading to a condition called atherosclerosis. Cholesterol is a type of fat that our bodies need to build healthy cells and produce hormones. However, when the amount of cholesterol in your blood goes above a healthy level, especially the bad kind of cholesterol LDL, it stops being a friendly companion and becomes a silent destroyer. It clings to the walls of your blood vessels, forming plaque, which obstructs blood flow. This is the first step towards atherosclerosis, a leading cause of stroke, heart attack, and heart failure in older adults. The scariest thing is that high cholesterol usually doesn't cause obvious symptoms. There's no pain, no fever, no clear discomfort. It's only when a blood vessel becomes completely blocked that serious consequences occur. And sometimes it's too late to reverse the damage. According to statistics in the US, nearly 40% of adults over 60 have cholesterol levels that are too high, yet most of them don't even know it until they experience a heart attack or a stroke. This shows that high cholesterol isn't just a medical issue. It's also a lesson in how we sometimes overlook our own health. So why does cholesterol become high? There are many reasons. It could be a diet rich in animal fats and low in green vegetables, a lack of physical activity, smoking, long-term stress, or simply genetic factors. Especially after age 60, our metabolism naturally slows down, making it even easier for cholesterol to build up. But here's the good news. You can absolutely take control of your cholesterol. Regular checkups, making changes to your diet, gentle daily exercise, drinking enough water, and getting proper sleep. These seemingly small steps can help you live healthier every day. In the next section, we'll explore in more detail what exactly is cholesterol, what are its different types, and why are some considered good and others bad. Understanding the nature of cholesterol will help you learn how to care for your blood vessels from the inside out, starting today. When many people hear the word cholesterol, they immediately think of something negative, a poisonous substance that causes heart disease. But that's not entirely true. Cholesterol isn't the enemy. It's an essential part of your body, becoming dangerous only when it's out of balance. Cholesterol is a type of fat lipid found in your blood. Your body naturally produces most of the cholesterol it needs, about 80%, with the rest coming from the foods you eat daily. Cholesterol plays a vital role in building cell membranes, creating sex hormones, adrenal hormones, and even helping to produce vitamin D. The challenge is that cholesterol can't float freely in your blood. It needs to attach to carrier molecules called lipoproteins. And it's these lipoproteins that determine whether it's good or bad. Bad cholesterol LDL, low density. Lipoprotein LDL is a type of cholesterol with low density, and it's called bad because it easily sticks to the walls of your arteries, forming fatty deposits called plaque. When these plaques accumulate over time, they narrow the inside of your blood vessels, the lumen, causing a condition called atherosclerosis. This hinders blood flow and can easily lead to heart attacks and strokes. If you imagine your blood vessels as water pipes, LDL is like the sand and debris that clog the pipes. The more LDL you have, the more easily your blood vessels can get blocked, making your heart work much harder to pump blood throughout your body. Good cholesterol, HDL, high-density lipoprotein. In contrast to LDL, HDL is the good cholesterol. Its job is to collect excess cholesterol in your bloodstream and carry it back to your liver for processing and removal from your body. HDL acts like the cleanup crew or garbage collector in your circulatory system. The more HDL you have, the cleaner and healthier your blood vessels will be. Having high HDL levels means you have an efficient internal cleaning system for your blood vessels, which lowers your risk of heart disease. Triglycerides, another important type of fat. Besides cholesterol, your blood also contains another type of fat called triglycerides. These are a form of stored energy after meals. Your body converts excess calories into triglycerides and stores them in your fat tissue. However, high triglycerides, especially when combined with high LDL and low HDL, form a dangerous trio for heart health. High triglycerides often go hand in hand with consuming too much sugar, alcohol, or refined carbohydrates, and they are a particular risk factor for people who are obese, have diabetes, or are not physically active. What are the ideal cholesterol levels? According to heart specialists for adults, the desirable levels are: type, desirable level. What? LDL bad, below 100 mg DL. HDL good, above 60 mg DL. Triglycerides, below 150 mg DL. Total cholesterol, below 200 mg DL. But please remember, it's not just the total cholesterol number that matters. The ratio between your LDL and HDL is often the most crucial indicator. Important things to remember. Not all cholesterol is dangerous. Risks are truly high only when LDL is elevated and HDL is low. Your diet, lifestyle, and genetic factors all influence your cholesterol levels. Regular blood tests are the only way to know if you are at a safe or dangerous level. When you look at your blood test results and see a high cholesterol number, many people don't immediately feel worried. There's no pain, no aches, no obvious fatigue. Everything seems fine. But that very feeling of normalcy is often the most dangerous thing. High cholesterol doesn't cause clear symptoms, but inside your body it's silently creating very alarming changes. Blood vessels, the body's highways of life. Imagine your body as a large city, and your blood vessels are the highway system that transports oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and cells everywhere to your brain, heart, liver, lungs, kidneys, and more. Every time your heart beats, it's like a pump pushing blood throughout this system. Blood needs to flow smoothly, quickly, and without obstruction. But when bad cholesterol LDL increases in your blood, it starts to stick to the vessel walls, accumulating little by little, much like dirt and grime building up in a water pipe. It starts with a tiny scratch. Every blood vessel wall is lined by a thin, smooth membrane called the endothelium, which helps blood flow easily. However, factors like high blood pressure, smoking, stress, or high blood sugar can damage this lining, creating a scratch on the pipe's inner surface. As soon as there's damage, LDL cholesterol can slip into the injured vessel wall and get stuck there. Your body perceives this as a threat, sending white blood cells to clean up. But instead of cleaning, an inflammatory process begins, leading to a chronic inflammatory reaction within the vessel wall. Plaque formation. Over time, more LDL accumulates, and the inflammatory cells die, forming a fatty, hardened lump called an atherosclerotic plaque. This plaque grows larger, pushing inward into the blood vessel's opening, narrowing the blood flow. If you've ever seen a water pipe with years of mineral buildup, you'll understand. At first, the water flows slowly. Eventually, the flow gets completely blocked, or the pipe might burst if the pressure becomes too great. The dangerous event: when plaque breaks apart. The most frightening thing is that this plaque can crack or rupture at any time, especially when you're under stress, engaging in strenuous activity, or if your blood pressure suddenly spikes. When plaque ruptures, your body immediately reacts by trying to patch it up with a blood clot thrombus. But this very blood clot can completely block the vessel, stopping blood flow to the heart, causing a heart attack, or to the brain, causing a stroke. All of this can happen in just a few seconds to minutes, often with no prior warning. High cholesterol, a dangerous accumulation process. It's important to note this process doesn't happen in a day, a week, or a month. It's the result of many years of silent accumulation, all while you might be living a normal life. Eating, walking, sleeping. No headaches, no blurry vision, no obvious chest pain, until one day the tipping point occurs. Why are older adults more vulnerable? After age 60, blood vessel walls naturally stiffen over time. The endothelium lining becomes weaker, the body's ability to fight inflammation decreases, and recovery processes slow down. If you also have conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, or a smoking habit, the risk increases many times over. Additionally, the immune system weakens with age, meaning inflammatory responses might not be as well controlled as before, increasing the likelihood of plaque formation. High cholesterol doesn't attack quickly, but it silently erodes the health of your blood vessels day by day, creating small damages, and then suddenly causing major consequences. That's why early detection and control of cholesterol are extremely important, especially for older adults. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into the process of atherosclerosis. What truly happens inside these damaged blood vessels? We've learned that high cholesterol silently creates plaque buildup within our blood vessels. But what truly happens when atherosclerosis begins to form? Let's imagine this process as a slow but persistent takeover right inside your own body. Blood vessels. Before atherosclerosis, smooth and flexible. When healthy, your arteries are like soft, smooth, and elastic tubes, allowing blood to flow quickly and steadily from your heart to every part of your body. Each time your heart beats, your blood vessels expand slightly to welcome the blood flow, much like a clear highway for vehicles. But when bad cholesterol LDL accumulates, everything begins to change. Stage 1. Plaque begins to form. A tiny injury in the endothelium, the inner lining of the artery wall, acts like a crack inside the pipe. LDL slips into that crack, accumulating beneath the lining. When LDL is present there, your immune system misunderstands it as an invader and starts to react by sending inflammatory cells. But instead of repairing this process, actually makes the situation worse. The immune cells die off and combine with the LDL, forming a mixed mass. This is the first atherosclerotic plaque. Stage 2. Plaque grows larger. The plaque resembles a bulge inside the blood vessel. Over time, it grows larger, pushing into the vessel's opening, which obstructs blood flow. The more LDL you have and the less HDL, the faster the plaque will develop. At this point, the blood vessel is no longer smooth. It becomes narrower, stiffer, and its elasticity decreases. Your heart has to work much harder to push blood through this traffic jam, leading to increased blood pressure and strain on your heart. Stage 3. Complications. Begin. This is when the real danger starts to appear. There are two main ways this can progress. The blood vessel gradually becomes blocked, leading to localized lack of blood flow ischemia. For example, if atherosclerosis occurs in the coronary arteries, which supply blood to your heart, you might experience chest pain, angina. If it happens in the brain, it can cause dizziness or memory problems. The plaque suddenly ruptures. Your body immediately creates a blood clot to patch it up, but this clot can completely block the blood flow, and this is what causes a stroke or a heart attack. How your body might feel when blood vessels are affected by atherosclerosis. The sad truth is that most cases of atherosclerosis show no clear symptoms. But if you pay close attention, you might notice unusual fatigue during light activities, chest pain, especially when climbing stairs or walking, cold hands and feet due to poor blood circulation, dizziness, difficulty concentrating. However, many people ignore these signs, thinking they're just due to old age, until a serious event occurs. Where does atherosclerosis occur? Coronary arteries, heart attack, carotid or brain arteries, stroke, kidney arteries, high blood pressure, kidney failure, leg arteries, lower limbs, leg pain when walking, and in severe cases, even tissue death, gangrene. Can atherosclerosis be reversed or slowed down? The answer is yes, it can be slowed down, and in some cases even partially improved if you change your lifestyle habits. Eat a heart-healthy diet, low in saturated fat, rich in fiber. Increase gentle daily physical activity. Quit smoking and control your blood pressure. Take prescribed medications exactly as directed by your doctor. Atherosclerosis is not a disease that appears overnight. It's the result of many years of unhealthy living, but the good news is you can still intervene starting today. In the next section, we'll look more closely at what are the warning symptoms of atherosclerosis and who is most at risk. One of the most dangerous things about atherosclerosis is that it often doesn't show outward signs until the condition has become serious. Many people carry atherosclerotic plaque for decades without even knowing it. Therefore, understanding the early warning signs and identifying high-risk groups is the first step in protecting yourself. Common warning symptoms. Depending on where the affected blood vessels are, symptoms can vary. Here are some signs you should pay attention to. 1. If atherosclerosis occurs in the coronary arteries supplying the heart. A feeling of crushing chest pain or discomfort, especially with exertion, climbing stairs, or strong emotions. Pain that spreads to your neck, shoulder, left arm, back, or jaw. May be accompanied by shortness of breath, unusual fatigue, cold sweats, or nausea. Many people mistake these for signs of indigestion or just aging, but they could actually be angina, a warning sign of a heart attack. 2. If atherosclerosis occurs in the brain, arteries, dizziness, lightheadedness, loss of balance, difficulty concentrating, slurred speech, numbness or weakness on one side of the face, arm, or leg, temporary blurred vision. These are warning signs of a transient ischemic attack, TIA, which can lead to a stroke if not managed. 3. If atherosclerosis occurs in the leg, arteries, lower limbs, calf pain when walking, which eases with rest, called claudication. Legs feel colder than your hands. Brittle toenails, slow healing wounds on your legs. These are warnings of peripheral artery disease, PAD, which can lead to tissue death if severe. 4. If atherosclerosis occurs in the kidney arteries, blood pressure that is difficult to control, swelling in the legs or face, fatigue, foamy urine due to protein leakage. These warn of kidney damage due to reduced blood supply. Important note: most symptoms only appear when blood vessels are already over 70% narrowed, so don't wait until you feel obvious signs to get checked. Regular checks for cholesterol, blood pressure, and blood sugar are the only way to know if you are in the danger zone. Who is most at risk? No one is immune to atherosclerosis, but some groups have a higher risk. People over 60. The aging process makes blood vessels lose elasticity and become more vulnerable to damage. People with high cholesterol, especially high LDL, low HDL, or elevated triglycerides. People with diabetes. High blood sugar damages blood vessel walls and accelerates plaque formation. People with high blood pressure. Strong blood pressure damages the inner lining of vessels, accelerating the atherosclerosis process. Smokers' nicotine constricts blood vessels, causes inflammation, and oxidizes LDL. People with belly fat and those who are inactive, visceral fat is a silent inflammation hub, increasing LDL and lowering HDL. People with family members who had early stroke or heart attack, genetics play a significant role. Most commonly missed signs. Many older adults simply believe they are getting weaker due to age and therefore overlook frequent drowsiness or persistent fatigue, temporary numbness in hands or feet, mild memory loss, unusual irritability or anxiety. These seemingly normal things can be subtle signals from your cardiovascular system and brain that need to be checked right away. Atherosclerosis is not a death sentence, but complacency is the real danger. Knowing the warning symptoms and identifying risks early will give you the best chance for effective prevention. In the next section, we'll discuss the consequences if atherosclerosis is not controlled. Stroke, heart attack, heart failure. How do they happen and how can they be prevented? We often hear terms like stroke, heart attack, and heart failure. These words naturally cause concern, but sometimes they remain somewhat vague concepts for older adults. However, if you have high cholesterol and atherosclerosis, these serious consequences are very real and can occur at any time if not managed properly. Heart attack. When your heart is under attack. Your heart is a tireless muscle, constantly pumping blood throughout your body day and night. But the heart itself also needs to be nourished by its own blood vessels called the coronary arteries. If these coronary arteries become affected by atherosclerosis, the blood supply to your heart muscle can be blocked, and part of your heart muscle will die due to lack of oxygen. That is what a heart attack is. Warning signs: severe chest pain or pressure, feeling like a heavy weight on your chest, pain spreading to your left shoulder, neck, or arm, shortness of breath, cold sweats, nausea, dizziness, feeling faint. In older adults, especially women, symptoms might not be as clear. Sometimes it's just unusual fatigue or slight shortness of breath, but it could be a heart attack in progress. If not treated promptly, a heart attack can lead to sudden death within minutes. Stroke. When your brain's lifeline is cut off. Your brain makes up only about 2% of your body weight, but consumes up to 20% of your oxygen, so it needs a constant, steady supply of blood. When a blood vessel in the brain becomes blocked by atherosclerotic plaque or a blood clot, the brain is deprived of oxygen, and brain cells begin to die in as little as 5 minutes. This is an ischemic stroke, the type that accounts for over 80% of cases in older adults. Additionally, plaque can also cause a blood vessel to burst, leading to a hemorrhagic stroke, which is often more severe. Warning signs: face drooping, slurred speech, one side of the face sagging, weakness or numbness on one side of the body, arm or leg, loss of balance, sudden dizziness, sudden loss of vision or confusion. If these signs appear, immediate emergency medical attention is crucial within the golden hour, the first 3 hours, as this is a precious window to save brain cells. Heart failure. When your heart is exhausted. Heart failure doesn't happen suddenly like a heart attack or stroke, but it progresses silently, lasting for a long time and severely reducing quality of life. When blood vessels are narrowed, the heart has to work much harder to pump blood, similar to a pump trying to push water through a clogged pipe. Over time, the heart muscle can become thick and stiff or stretched out, losing its ability to pump blood effectively. This is heart failure. Common signs: shortness of breath, especially when lying down, persistent fatigue, getting easily winded even with light activity, swelling in the legs, ankles, or abdomen, persistent cough, especially at night. Heart failure cannot be completely cured, but if detected early, it can be well managed with medication, proper diet, and regular follow-ups, allowing for a longer and better quality of life. Alarming statistics. In the U.S., someone has a stroke every 40 seconds. Heart attack is a leading cause of death for people over 60. Over 6 million Americans are living with chronic heart failure. Most of these cases share a common starting point: uncontrolled high cholesterol and atherosclerosis. Heart attack, stroke, and heart failure don't just happen randomly. They are consequences that can often be predicted and prevented if you start taking care of your blood vessel health today. In the next section, we'll learn about the necessary tests for early detection. When was your last checkup? There's a sad truth: most people who experience their first heart attack or stroke had no idea they were at high risk. They felt fine, didn't have chest pain, and didn't feel dizzy until a sudden event occurred. This is entirely preventable if they undergo simple, quick, and painless tests to regularly check their heart health. 1. Blood fat test. Lipid panel. This is the most important test to detect your risk of atherosclerosis. It measures the amount of cholesterol and other fats in your blood, including cholesterol component. Ideal target: LDL, bad cholesterol, below 100 mg/dl. HDL, good cholesterol, above 60 mg/dl. Triglycerides, below 150 mg/dl. Inner total cholesterol, below 200 mg/dl. You should have this test on an empty stomach, fasting for 8 to 12 hours for accurate results. Note: people over 60 should have this test at least every 6 months to 1 year, especially if there's a history of heart disease, diabetes, or high blood pressure. 2. Blood pressure measurement. High blood pressure is a silent factor that damages blood vessel walls, creating conditions for bad cholesterol to stick and form plaque. Safe blood pressure values for older adults are generally systolic top number below 130 Mg, diastolic bottom number below 80 mg. You can measure your blood pressure at home with an automatic monitor or visit a nearby clinic or hospital. Note: if your blood pressure is consistently high, 140/90 mg, please see a doctor to assess your heart risk as soon as possible. 3. Blood sugar and HbA1c. Check diabetes accelerates the formation of atherosclerotic plaque because it damages the inner lining of blood vessels. People with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes often have no obvious symptoms. Fasting blood sugar should be below 100 mg/dl. HbA1c, average blood sugar over 3 months, should be below 5.7%. Checking your blood sugar levels helps you get a more comprehensive assessment of your heart risk. 4. Blood vessel ultrasound. Carotid Doppler. A carotid ultrasound on your neck helps detect plaque or narrowing in brain blood vessels early, even before you experience any symptoms. With just a small transducer placed on your neck within 10-15 minutes, your doctor can assess: is blood flow being obstructed? Is there atherosclerotic plaque? Are the vessels narrowed? Recommendation: people aged 60 and above, especially those with high cholesterol, should consider a carotid ultrasound at least once a year. 5. Electrocardiogram, ECG, EKG, and echocardiogram, heart ultrasound. These are simple tests that help detect heart rhythm abnormalities. Evaluate your heart's pumping function. Check for complications of atherosclerosis, such as myocardial ischemia, reduced blood flow to the heart muscle, or heart enlargement. If you've ever felt chest pain or pressure, fatigue during activity, shortness of breath, or unexplained palpitations, then don't overlook these 2 tests. How often should you get checked? Type of test. Suggested frequency. Lipid panel: blood fat, every 6 months, 1 year. Blood pressure, every month or weekly at home. Blood sugar and HbA1c, every 6 months. Carotid ultrasound, once a year. ECG and echocardiogram, once a year or as directed by your doctor. Health checks are not about finding illness, but about preventing it. The numbers in your test results are the quiet voice of your body, and sometimes just a slightly elevated number can help you prevent a future stroke or heart attack. In the next section, we'll move on to what many people are most interested in: how to eat properly to lower bad cholesterol without feeling hungry or overly strict. You don't need to go on extreme diets or give up all your favorite foods to lower your cholesterol. In fact, by simply changing a few choices in your daily meals, you can effectively lower your LDL bad cholesterol, increase your HDL good cholesterol, and prevent atherosclerosis. In this section, we'll explore some simple, yet very powerful, eating principles that will help you keep your blood vessels clean and healthy. 1. Boost soluble fiber. Soluble fiber helps to trap cholesterol in your gut and prevent it from entering your bloodstream. Foods rich in soluble fiber include oatmeal, all types of beans, mung beans, red beans, lentils, fruits with skins, apples, pears, oranges, grapefruit, chia seeds, flax seeds, dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, broccoli. Try to eat at least 20-30 grams of fiber every day. You can start your morning with a bowl of oatmeal with some fruit. 2. Limit saturated fats and trans fats. These 2 types of fats are the main culprits for raising bad cholesterol LDL. Things to limit: fatty red meats, beef, pork, lamb, chicken skin, duck skin, organ meats, deep-fried foods, sweet pastries, cookies, hard margarines, fast food, French fries, pizza, fried chicken. Instead, choose heart, healthy unsaturated fats such as olive oil, canola oil, sesame oil, natural almond, butter, peanut butter, avocado, various nuts, almonds, walnuts, cashews. 3. Eat fish, at least 2 to 3 times per week. Fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, herring, sardines, tuna, contain omega-3 fatty acids, which help lower triglycerides, increase HDL, and reduce inflammation in blood vessels. Tip, grill, steam, or bake fish instead of frying to retain the benefits without adding unhealthy fats. 4. Eat nuts, small but mighty nuts, like almonds, walnuts, cashews, flax seeds, and pumpkin seeds contain healthy fats, antioxidants, and fiber. Help lower LDL, increase HDL, protect blood vessel walls from damage. Suggestion: eating about 30 grams of nuts per day, about a small handful, is generally sufficient. 5. Increase anti-inflammatory foods. Blood vessel inflammation is an important factor that promotes atherosclerosis. You should add foods with strong antioxidant capabilities, such as green tea, oolong tea, turmeric, curcumin, fresh garlic, ginger, ripe tomatoes, bell peppers, rainbow charred kale. These foods help protect the inner lining of your blood vessels and limit plaque formation. 6. Reduce salt and sugar. Too much salt raises blood pressure, damages blood vessels. Too much sugar raises triglycerides, increases blood fat levels. Small tips: limit dipping sauces and salty condiments. Avoid sugary drinks, sweet tea, sweetened condensed milk. Choose fresh fruit instead of sweet pastries. 7. Limit alcohol and absolutely do not smoke. Alcohol weakens the liver, making it harder to process bad cholesterol. Smoking damages the inner lining of blood vessels, allowing LDL to stick. If you've ever smoked, remember, after 1 year of quitting, the risk of heart disease drops by 50%. A sample: heart-healthy menu for older adults. Meal. Suggested dish. Breakfast. Oatmeal. Plus 1 apple. Plus unsweetened green tea. Lunch. Steamed salmon. Plus boiled leafy greens. Plus brown rice. Afternoon snack. 1 small avocado or a handful of almonds. Dinner. Vegetable soup. Plus steamed chicken breast. Plus 1 grapefruit segment. Dessert. 1 glass of unsweetened soy milk. You can absolutely adjust this menu flexibly to suit your taste and family preferences. Eating healthily doesn't mean being deprived. It's the art of smart substitution, choosing what benefits your heart instead of sticking to old habits. High cholesterol can be improved not just with medication, but with the very quasi chopsticks fork you hold every day. Every meal is an opportunity to clean your own blood vessels. In the next part, we'll talk about simple yet effective lifestyle changes, from walking and getting enough sleep to maintaining a positive mindset to protect your blood vessels. If diet is the foundation, then lifestyle is the crucial leverage that helps you control cholesterol and protect your cardiovascular system. Many studies have shown that by simply changing a few daily habits, you can significantly reduce your risk of stroke, heart attack, and atherosclerosis. Let's explore some simple things you can start doing today without needing to go to a clinic or take medication, just requiring determination and consistency. 1. Gentle daily activity. Your heart will thank you. Physical activity helps to increase HDL good cholesterol, lower LDL and triglycerides, improve blood circulation, reduce blood pressure, reduce stress, improve sleep. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. The following activities are perfectly suitable for older adults. Brisk walking for 30 minutes a day, slow cycling, tai chi, gentle yoga, gardening, light housework, gentle stair climbing. Tip: aim for at least 150 minutes of activity per week, distributed daily for about 20-30 minutes. 2. Get enough sleep. Sleep is medicine for your blood vessels. Poor sleep, consistently staying up late, or not getting enough sleep can increase cortisol, the stress hormone that damages blood vessels, triglycerides, and blood sugar. Reduce your liver's ability to process cholesterol. Older adults should aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night, prioritizing going to bed before 10 p.m. Avoiding phones, coffee, and strong tea after 7 p.m. Creating a quiet, dimly lit sleeping environment. Quality sleep allows your cardiovascular system to rest and recover better. 3. Quit smoking. A life-changing decision. Smoking is one of the most destructive enemies of blood vessels because it damages the inner lining of blood vessels, allowing LDL to stick, lowers HDL good cholesterol, increases blood pressure, heart rate, and triples or quadruples your stroke risk. The good news is, after just 1 year of quitting, your risk of heart disease drops by 50%. Suggestions. Focus on your reasons for quitting: health, grandchildren, quality of life. Seek support from family, friends, or community groups. Replace the smoking habit with drinking water, short walks, or eating chopped fruit. 4. Manage stress. Healthy mind, healthy blood vessels. Prolonged stress causes increased cortisol, increased blood pressure and cholesterol, causes sleeplessness, irregular eating habits, increases blood vessel inflammation. You can't completely eliminate stress, but you can learn to live with it more gently. Listen to calming music or nature sounds. Practice deep breathing for 5 minutes each day. Meditate or read a book in the early morning. Talk to friends, children, grandchildren, or keep a journal. A relaxed mind is also a medicine that helps your blood vessels remain more elastic. 5. Maintain a healthy weight. Being overweight, especially having belly fat, increases the risk of high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure. Visceral fat increases inflammatory responses. You can check your waist circumference to assess: men, 35 inches 90 cm, women, 31.5 inches 80 cm. If your measurements are higher, adjust your diet and increase gentle activity. Lifestyle is the key to cleaning your blood vessels every day. Whether you are 60, 70, or even older, it's never too late to start making changes. Every step you take is a push against blockages. Every good night's sleep is a chance for recovery. Every decision to quit smoking, eat cleanly, and live positively is a gift to your heart. In our final section, we'll summarize our entire journey and answer the question, can you start fresh today? The answer is absolutely. If you've followed along this far, you might be feeling a bit worried, or perhaps even recognizing some of these signs in yourself. But I want to tell you this. Truly, it's never too late to make a change. Whether you're 60, 70, or 80 years old, every new day is a fresh opportunity to care for your heart, to clean up those blood vessels that may have been forgotten. Imagine your body as a garden. If you don't tend to it, weeds will grow, the soil will dry out, the branches will wither. But if you return water, it pull the weeds and replant flowers. In just a few weeks, the whole garden will come back to life. Your body is the same. Atherosclerosis is not a permanent sentence. Many medical studies show that when you start eating healthily, exercising regularly, reducing stress, and quitting smoking, your body will gradually recover. Blood vessels become more flexible, circulation improves, and cholesterol levels improve significantly, all without needing complicated procedures. Where to begin? You don't need to change everything in one day. Choose just one small action and do it consistently. Today, you might drink 1 extra glass of plain water instead of a sugary drink. Tomorrow, you might walk for 10 minutes around your home after lunch. A week from now, you might cut your intake of fatty meat by half and replace it with steamed fish. And a month later, you'll feel lighter. Breathe easier, and your mind will be clearer. The key isn't perfection, but consistency. Don't forget, regular checkups are an act of self-love. You don't need to wait until you feel unwell to see a doctor. Think of these tests as a way to listen to your body. 1 cholesterol check, 1 blood pressure reading. These could prevent unforeseen events. And if you're thinking, I've lived this way for decades, will changing now even help? The answer is yes. Very much so. After just 6 weeks of healthy eating, LDL can significantly decrease. After only 2 months of regular activity, blood pressure can return to stable levels. After just 1 year of quitting smoking, the risk of heart disease is cut in half. And most importantly, you will feel healthier, more active, and more confident every day. You'll feel it in easier breaths, climbing stairs, better sleep each night, and the simple joy in everyday things. Love your body, like an old friend. Your body has been with you through so many years, through hardships, illnesses, long journeys, sleepless nights. Now is the time to turn back care for it and thank it. Choose foods that are good for your heart. Take steps even if they are slow ones. Sleep well as a reward for yourself. And if you can, please share this information with your family and friends, because health is the most valuable gift to give. A call to action. If you found the information in this video helpful, don't hesitate. Subscribe to the channel to receive more reliable health knowledge. Like this video and leave a comment to let us know what you're interested in. And remember, every small change today will create a healthier tomorrow. High cholesterol isn't the end. It's a reminder to slow down, make better choices, and love yourself more. Are you ready? Your heart is waiting for your care. From you.